I'm doing it for my daughter.
Yeah, these people are cooked.
Yeah, they're the shoes. There's the whatever that note is.
We're in trouble. The only thing holding us together is these big white male personalities, basically Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Trump, Tucker Carlson. There's like the only so nice. The only thing holding it together, in my opinion.
I like this ad on the left.
Yeah, so they're no matter who you, I mean, go ahead, vote anyone in. Look, there's your party. Wow, that's pretty heartening, isn't it? Great.
Well, I think it's people are. It's also the people's fault. People are so sensitive and like traumatized by being called racist. Being called racist is the worst thing you can be called for a lot of people.
I guess it is.
And I think people are like massively en masse traumatized. It's like a
if we could find Trotsky's body and exhume it and burn the bones or somehow do a sort of a blessing on it, maybe we could stop his curses like that. Maybe hey, you remember how he invented racism, the word racism?
The word racism.
Leon Trotsky. I forget what his real last name is, but the Bolshevik revolution is pretty much the end of the world.
What a masterful stroke of genius.
It's pretty incredible how that stuff is pulled off. It smells like you're digging up mushrooms from the soil right now. Wow, that's really good, man.
Smells like candy tape.
That book was buried.
Well, I mean, the problem, it's people have learned how to hack white people.
Yeah.
Because white cultures, white civilization is a civilization of shame. That's how social mores are enforced, is via shame. Like the last thing you want.
That's how females enforce it.
If you're a Puritan or whatever, males, I think males too. It's just that it's in opposition. The opposite would be a culture of I guess just violence. Like if you steal in the Middle East, you get your hands cut off. If you steal in the pure colonial times, you get publicly shamed and humiliated.
You get the freaking head, whatever you call you put your arms and your head through the
the head shackle.
Yeah.
So to white people, it's actually true that that shame, it activates the same part of your brain that torture activates, feeling shame or humiliation for something like that.
It's all MK Ultra, and it's all psychological warfare to blast people's minds and to melt them, and so they can tolerate anything pretty much.
This is why it's like no Middle Eastern country is ever going to take Palestinian immigrants, because they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, then they won't go that way. But Japanese people don't either.
Japanese people are an interesting. They're an interesting case because they have
an interesting fish,
a shame-based culture, but they're also like pretty nationalistic and so thus far resilient to
their own annihilation, seeing as how it happened several decades ago, and they're still pretty homogenous, which is incredible.
But I think that their shame is a different. It's a different type of shame than
they have like familial shame.
White people have.
Like, my son is a
silly Billy.
Yeah.
My son, look, he has no honor.
He kills him, start killing himself immediately.
They're doing like Bosuzoku motorcycles, like bum ba da dum bum 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 ba da dum bum. You ever see those?
Yeah, of course.
And they're like my son, look at him, he's such a
silly Billy.
And it's like a Japanese businessman who's like clearly the coolest guy, like, Johnny Suzuki, and he's killing it. He's been like top of his industry, king of industry, titan of industry for years, and his son is just like spending his days making a motorcycle chirp a certain way.
It's sad. You got guys that, let's say, they stuff themselves in outhouse or like toilets or something, and they die in the toilet. It's so bad the father kills himself, and it's brutal shit happens in Japan.
You mean the hikikomori, the guys that won't leave the apartment?
No. This is a guy that just death by sort of a misadventure, I guess. He was just like to be in toilets looking up at women.
Oh, he was shit.
Yeah, he died in a very.
Can we look that up, Chris?
Pretty bad way, but I think his father had committed suicide after that because of the shame, which I thought was very sad.
Oh,
but what can I say?
Familial shame.
Yeah.
Found dead in a septic tank. Oh no.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Trying to peep women, died of hypothermia.
It's too cold in there.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
Pee-pee is warm, but pee-pee is so warm, and caca is very warm. Why does I freeze hypothermia?
Right underneath the squat pan was the septic tank. The septic tank was a U-shaped pipe where one end is linked to the squatting pan and the other is the sewage outlet. The sewage outlet was located outdoors. Teacher casually looked into the pit and noticed a shoe. She was perturbed and ran outside to open the septic lid. To the shock of her life, she saw a human leg in the waste. She screamed and ran to call her principal and colleagues. The body was bent up with hands crossed over his chest, hugging a neatly folded shirt. He was lying back on his back with his face looking up into the toilet panhole.
That's enough to make you go crazy, at least knowing about that.
You have no honor.
Here's a more detailed diagram. I don't know why there's a video.
Yeah, we gotta see that.
I guess I have to.
Wait,
That looks cool.
Holy
Principal
shit, that's
and
what he looked like?
colleagues.
Ninja.
One of her colleagues informed the police. Soon everyone arrived at her place. They could see the human leg. So some of them reached down to the leg and tried pulling the body out. But the body was stuck in the U-shaped pipe. Well, the stench was also too much to
Was
bear.
this 2 hours long?
After much attempt to lift the entire pipe from
That's
the ground
crazy.
was already neatly folded shirt.
Oh no.
He was lying on his back with face looking up into the toilet pan hole. It's sort of like peeping a woman going to the toilet. He was topless and barefoot. The body was thoroughly cleaned twice before the autopsy could be performed. Soon after the
wow.
cleaning, the man was identified. He was Naoyuki Kanno.
Can you look
A
up his name?
26
I want to see what he looks
He's
like.
26. Isn't that nice? That's your life?
Kano.
Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Now you
Looks just like him.
Kano.
That's sad. Sick.
No.
Didn't have to be this way.
It had to be this way.
Well,
There he
it
is.
did, but
He had to have it, and it had to be this way.
Yeah, you needed the caca.
And he needed it right now.
do they love diagrams or something?
who taught him about that, though?
Can you look up 36 centimeters in inches? That might be the only photo we're going to get in that
17 and a
thumbnail.
half.
Sick.
14.
Oh, good one there. 14. So
This wide.
He had to be
yeah,
small.
got
I could
stuck.
get in there.
I know what I got to do now.
I could get in
No,
there.
you couldn't get in there.
I could.
No, you couldn't.
I could. I swear to God. I'm
Text
gonna
me
go-
when you're down there.
All right.
See if there's room for two.
What's worse?
It's probably not going to be a width problem. It's going to be like once you're in there, there's going to be plenty of room for me to be on the side.
Spelunking.
Spelunking.
Is this which
How
one's
horrible.
worse? Is this or the the radiation guy?
Sick.
Ouchie.
What's the radiation guy? Some guy? Oh, no.
Ouchie.
No. It's not the guy they kept alive forever.
Yeah.
No.
That one's bad.
Sad. They don't even do that in hell. They don't even do that in hell.
They thought of some new games for hell.
Like this, we're testing out some sort of a super weapon. We want to see if you can, if we can make you impervious to pain, so we can murder all white people.
Yeah, so the CIA tried to kill him. If they succeed, that's pretty bad. I'm sure they'll try to subvert his presidency. I think there's also like subversion from within. I think the Republican Party, if you watch the RNC, it's like Indian people and stuff. So I think there's people. I think that Republicans they don't know how to win. They like are addicted to losing and addicted to basically virtue signaling. Like that's the part of it is that it's a Republican's dream to have a based black guy. Like Amber
Like a Thomas Sowell?
No,
Oh.
like Amber Rose or what's that
Yeah.
bitch?
Yeah.
Is it Amber Rose?
Yeah.
She spoke.
Is she a porno actor? or
Her
what's
coming
name?
out with a tattoo on her face. She's like she's probably had abortions. She makes music that's like, just garbage.
Mhm.
Her coming out and saying, I vote for Donald Trump. That's like an older white conservative guy's like wet dream. Like finally we're getting the message. That's the conservative dream, is to get the message through to black people and Hispanics so that we can all come together and be Americans. That's the dream of these people in this room, and they don't understand that it's not going to happen. And that's another thing. One of the reasons why diversity is important to the corporate world is because diverse workers unionize less, and they have less of a cohesive kind of worker identity.
Do you think it's because inside their culture is like the work culture of the company is shattered because they're like no one likes each other?
Well, it's like living in a big city. When you have diverse people, you tend to sort of focus in on what you're doing.
Yeah, makes sense.
And you have less of a sense of neighborhood. But anytime there's been anytime there's a serious workers' revolt, like Argentina, Peru, the Irish, whatever, it's always like part of like Brazilian, the slave, any slave revolt. anytime there's something like that, it's a homogenous group.
Yeah.
There's never been a group where an uprising.
Yeah, where like an Indian guy and a black guy and a white guy are like, aren't you sick of taking shit, Panjeet?
Yes.
He's like, I sure the fuck am. What do you think, Tyrone?
Never happened.
And he's like, hell, this bullshit.
Never happened. No, never.
What about the truckers union?
Truckers are all white guys.
Truckers are black guys.
Truckers are, well.
A lot of black truckers. Predominantly.
What's that?
It's a lot of black American truckers. Jamaican too. And Russian. In my world.
Are there Jamaican truckers in a part of the Canadian convoy? What truckers revolt are you talking about?
The
French one or the Canadian one?
The Canadian one. And
I think that's going to be all white.
Oh yeah, that's probably going to be. But like
same with the French one and the British one. I think it's all. I think there's definitely something about white working class, not like plumbers around here, but working class, like truckers.
Mm-hmm.
Truckers is like kind of like I feel like if you're a trucker, you're such a trucker, and I could see white working class and like American, not Jamaican or Haitian or Ethiopian, but American descendants of slavery, like black truckers. I could see them doing something.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't take that shit.
I could see them I could see them having a cohesive identity together if it's involves money, trucking money.
I love them.
But when it comes to this shit, sitting in an office, it's a big part of why they promote diversity is because it fractures any chance of like worker.
That's so awesome.
Group identity.
What a mind fuck, huh?
Yeah. And that's a studied thing too. That's not like something my racist mind is making up. That's like a scientifically studied thing that when they're in and I don't know the study, I don't know the even the fucking how you'd say what the result is, but that's what happens.
You're calling this so this diversity bullshit that they're pushing is to get union workers to never unionize.
Is to make it so that
and what's that lobby?
Is to make it so that the workers will tolerate more, will have less of a sense of like not resistance, but like
they'll control their tongues.
It atomizing people. It atomizes people. Diversity atomizes people, and it makes it. Managers love that.
Adam 22 eyes people.
Managers, Adam 22 eyes people.
So you can give her head.
Managers want to deal with atomized, fragmented individuals, not with groups, angry groups.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Same thing with politicians.
Or he knows that it's hopeless for these people that he's surrounded by.
Yeah, that.
I think probably. I mean, it's probably the hardest and most complex and gayest problem to be dealing with. I don't know what he's going to do or how he's going to do it.
It's just the same people.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's always a lot to talk about in politics, honestly. But when it comes to, I guess, putting my own life in perspective or life in general, when you live to see someone like Pat Buchanan retire, it's really weird to see. Because I like him the most. I think Pat Buchanan was the most classic and like the best personality out of everyone in many, many years. And when he retires, I figured it's time for everyone to retire.
What oh my God. Who else was speaking last night at this House of Horrors?
Some Indian woman.
Indian.
Was it Nikki Haley, the Indian woman?
Cover amazing. No, like an actual Indian woman led them in Indian prayer, I think.
No way.
Yeah.